Hello and welcome to South Boston. My name is Justin. I'm the owner of Team 53. I partner with Coach Dave Academy and Inbound Motorsports to bring you this week's Learn to Drive video for the Tour Mods at South Boston as part of iRacing's 2025 Season 2 Week 2 official series. If you guys can, make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe. It does a ton to help us out. I race late models here in real life, and any like, any subscribe, any video view, any of that stuff does a ton to help us out in attracting sponsors. They love seeing all of the off-track stuff as well as the on-track stuff. We're also approaching 500 subscribers on this channel, which to me is a little bit crazy. We just kind of started this, started really taking it a little more seriously. Started last season. We've been producing these videos for a long time, just for subscribers, but we said let's produce them for everyone. And these videos have really kind of taken on a life of their own. We're consistently getting more and more views every week, and I'm super appreciative of that. But as we hit 500 subscribers, make sure you're in our Discord. We're going to be doing some subscriber giveaways, some video giveaways. We'll be looking at Coach Dave Delta subscriptions, Team 53 subs. I got some race car parts around here I'm sure I can sell or send off. We got stickers. We've got a whole bunch of stuff that we're kind of working on getting planned here. So make sure you're in our Discord with us there. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and we will kind of get all that going. So now that we're about a minute and a half in and I've got all that fun stuff done, let's look at the tour mods here at South Boston. So we usually look at qualifying right away. We're going to do that again. We're going to head out here on a qualifying run. So you're going to get a quick little tire heat in, and then you're going to see me go up here to the top of the track. Just trying to get a little bit more distance. It seems like with this newer surface model, the updates that they've done, just that little bit extra tire heat is really, really important. So we're going to go around this track, and I believe lap 2 is going to be my best lap. So we'll see me go high here in 3 and 4 and get a huge run coming here on the start finish line. We'll check our speed at the start finish line. We're at 118 miles an hour. We're going to drive down, and you can already see, just with every other car at South Boston, already by the start finish line, we're turned in. So we bring that back here, and it's going to be right as you're going through that South Boston on the wall. There's a little logo on there. Let's go in the cockpit so you can see. We got South Boston Speedway on there. So we're already turned in pretty much there. So right about the time we start going into that, we're turning in for turn 1. We're going to bring this car in, and just after we cross the start finish line, we are going to lift and apply some brake. We're using Team 53 custom setups, which you can get at team53racing.com. So when you're using the Team 53 Racing setup, you're going to go into the corner, and no matter what, the left front below this little seam that runs through the corner here, let's go back to cockpit view, is super, super important. So you see how there's this crack here. We want to be below that seam. It's okay to get that left side tire below this yellow line as well. It'll de-wedge the car and free up. So if you feel like you're really tight, that'll really help you. We get through center here, just a little diamond, and just after that, we throttle up and we just drive this car right off the corner. We get ready for turn 3. We're already turned in at the South Boston on the backstretch. Where we see the Strutmaster sign, we're going to start to turn in even more. We're going to lift and brake in, and then just like 1 and 2, we're going to bring it right down to the bottom. Left side tire right over that paint. And then we're going to let it drift up a little bit in the center, and then we'll cut it, and we'll drive hard off the corner here. And that's going to get us an 820. There's probably 7s in this pretty easy with just our setup off the bat. I think you'll definitely see times in the 7s, probably some 6s towards the middle part of the week once people have had a little bit more time to work on stuff. But we've got a solid baseline here. So I'm going to back up here. We're going to give you guys a run in the car. Keep in mind, I do have triple monitors, so my left monitor, I say this in a lot of videos, is set so that the window net is even with where it is in my real car. So here we go. And there you have a quick lap around South Boston in a Tour Modified. Race trim here. Race trim, you can see it takes a few laps for the car to really come in. We ran a 757 in race trim. I think you'll see some lower sevens, probably some sixes in race trim. But it looks and feels pretty much the same as what qualifying does. Nose is probably a little tighter early in a run just because the car's going to free up so much. But it's pretty much right around the bottom. I will say in the Tour mod, kind of like running a super late model around here, the bottom is not king. If you have to run the second lane and you're able to hold somebody underneath you, you can run it fairly well. They've shortened the length of these races too. From last season, it was 100 laps. We're down to 85 laps. I left the fuel in it that was in it because I felt like it gave it really good balance. But you'll probably see some people drop fuel. You know, it's a tough call too. It's really only about 7 pounds, which I'm not really sure how much that's going to matter, but it still was a call that I'm like, this car feels really good. It's running quick laps. It's really not worth dropping. You guys also, I believe, you still get your set of tires. I don't really know that it's going to be worth it to pit for tires. I think track position is going to be really, really important here. But you guys will kind of find that out throughout the week, especially with this new kind of surface that we're dealing with and ambience. It's going to change things a little bit, but tour mods here in terms of passing, entry to 1, entry to 3, really, really important. Um, you got to watch the dive bomb. You'll see a lot of bumpers being placed, and then you'll see guys too that they're not quite clear, but what they'll do is they'll just drive underneath you on entry, and they'll try and get their Nerf bar to your Nerf bar. So that way when you go into the corner, they'll just keep driving down onto the apron, and you've got to give them a lane or get wrecked. Usually with tour mods, the guy on the outside ends up getting wrecked. So that'll be something that you might want to just give a little bit of extra room for as you go into the corner. Corner exit is a good place to get passing, but you really have to time your run. And what I always tell people is if you're going to try and pass on corner exit, you really got to set that up on corner entry. Look at taking a wider entry into the corner so that you can get a wide run, and then you're going to try and get a nice shallow exit coming off the corner. Use as much throttle as you can so that while everybody else is driving out towards the wall, you're able to drive under and you can get that timed. It's really, really difficult to do here because the straightaways are so short and it's so easy to cover corners that you'll really, really have to practice that run though. Other than that, it should be a pretty straightforward week here at South Boston. I don't expect too much craziness other than the normal South Boston craziness, which that's something we should talk about here really quick. South Boston's really narrow. You can see it's 3 lanes wide here on the front stretch, 3 lanes wide on the back stretch. If a wreck happens coming off the corner, the track is going to get blocked. Um, if it happens going into the corner, generally speaking, everything flows to the outside, and then you got to wait for the ricochets and the bounces back down the track. So keep that in mind as you're running here. Just always keep your head on a swivel. I highly recommend you getting some type of app. I use sim racing apps, which I don't believe is in production anymore, but I think you can still download it with a track map. And on that track map, it shows me all of the cars. Let me see if I can get this pulled over here, maybe. Yeah, here we go. So it shows me if there were multiple cars on track, it would show me every single car that's on track. And then it also shows me in series where there's a pit stop or where there's cautions, it'll show me where the pace car is. So this can be really helpful, an app like this, if you don't have like a real spotter, just to be able to see where cars are. And if someone stopped, you'll be able to see it because their dot won't move. It also shows you where the blue cone is for coming off pit road, which is kind of helpful. Um, Pit lanes here, so that's the other thing, right? If you do need to pit, you can pit entry here coming off of 4 if you're on the front stretch pits, which I think pretty much everybody here should be. I don't think we'll be using the back stretch pits at all, but you got to be aware it's a really narrow opening, so be careful with these barriers and don't speed. Pit road speed is like immediate here at this track. And then you exit coming off right here with kind of a blue cone exit coming around the corner. I don't even think we have a blue cone here. Yeah, there's no blue cone. So just kind of keep that in mind here as you run this next week. If you guys can, if you haven't already, head over to our team53racing.com. Sign up for your Team 53 subscription. All 5 cars, $53 for the season, $50 if you pay with PayPal through Discord. Head over to our Facebook page, give us a like, and then, like I said, join our Discord page. We're going to have some subscriber giveaways, 500 subs giveaways for YouTube. We'll do that through Discord. And best of luck. We will see you guys in the next video.